Hello, fellow island riders. Glad to have you along for the ride today. And I wish I could bring you along for, some more glad tidings. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's always a good time on the old Silver Fox here, but jumpins', are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? The aftermath of Hurricane Fiona on Prince Edward Island. Oh my God. Never have I ever experienced a weather event like that in all of my years. Holy smokes. It's just crazy. I'll be honest with you, I'm just coming back from filming the channel update from way back in I think the end of September, but I just see it everywhere. Normally you get like a spot and it's really bad. And it's like, oh, that spot, it got hit really bad, but everywhere had hit really bad. Luckily for me and Mrs. Dowski, the house is fine. We are okay, we're fine. We're doing great. We lucked out big time. We lost like 20 shingles and 7 trees. All the trees didn't fall on our house, so that's a good thing. But I figured I'd bring you along today as we go for a bit of a supply run. I'm looking to get some water, basically. So what I gotta do is I gotta get into town. I gotta get into Charlottetown, or I gotta get into somewhere that's got a good water supply, potable, and top that up as much as I can. Look at this. Oh man, it's gotta be forever till we get everything back. So yeah, I will premise this with saying that we're likely to get turned around quite a bit. I was already turned around once or twice. I brought some pruning tools with me to kind of, cut holes into trees, but if a tree is bound up in a power line, we aren't going. We got to turn around. So, first objective, get to Charlottetown. Second objective, get supplies. Third objective, get home. And to do all of that with our primary goal of being safe. So, let's keep pushing. I got a lot of these on my property now. Yeah, we had about, I would say somewhere around 7 trees like that go down over the road in front of the house. And we have these gigantic trees to the left of the house. And they made out all right. We lost the canopy off one of them. But it blew, and it just kind of almost looked like it blew and carried into the wind away from our house. So, oh my God, feeling blessed. Look at all the tree dead down there. Oh my God, very cool. Very wild, very astounding, awesome, in the use of the word of awesome, as in to describe something enormous that is slightly incomprehensible. It's just the amount of damage. Dorian was bad here on the island, but this is something new. And like I was saying, give you some facts about Hurricane Fiona. It made landfall officially at around 3:30ish a.m. On September 24th, and carried through that entire day. And the wind gusts, I know I'm getting you with the wind right now, but the wind gusts were steady state, 100 to 110 at our property, with gusts up to 150 kilometers per hour. That was like shaking the house. And there were at times where I thought the windows were going to blow in. But you know what? We lucked out. No severe damage whatsoever, no injury whatsoever in our little family. It was great. Oh my God. Look at that. Holy jumpins. Whole farm came down. Man, oh, it feels so bad. I guess another farm up where I'm at, near in the Mill Cove area, lost a whole silo. But look at the trees come right out of the ground. The roots pulled right out, eh? The wind would have been really bad here. As far as power is concerned, the whole island is in the dark. Essentially, I mean, there's some pockets. Summerside's doing good because they have a really nice microgrid system, solar paneling, and energy storage. But I think at its peak, about 90% of the people that take power from Maritime Electric were out of power, did not have it. And we do not have it, of course, either. We won't likely get it back for a few days. So no lights means this is a four-way stop. Fuel's out, no fuel. Water. Here we go. I think. Get a couple. Alright, 2 bottles of water. Not much to show for that, but their water supply was really limited. So rather than steal all the potential water from everyone, I think I'll just stick to what I got because I'm not that hard up. But I want to see if I can get some better stuff. Maybe get a treat for Mrs. Dowski. So we'll push into town. I think next objective is going to be St. Peter's, Irving. We'll see how that shakes out. Oh, look at all the people coming in now. I will say this, what I feel benefit of the KLR is, and I've done this before, is that it is a good meaty little tractor to get through rough patches, like trees. I've had to cut my way through down trees before, and we've done it, so I luckily haven't had to do that this time yet, which is great. But I'm ready for it, which is kind of why I'm prioritizing the bike instead of the car to go get supplies, because, you know, it uses less fuel. It's a little bit more nimble. It can get me into places. I can work around myself. I mean, yeah. Dual Sport, great post-hurricane machine. All right, looks like we're getting into town now. So the problem with being in town is that none of the traffic infrastructure works. Like you just saw, like the lights were out there back in Winslow, and of course all the lights are out here, so everything becomes a four-way stop. So we got to kind of be careful. Plus, there's a lot of lines and stuff, and this is actually looking pretty good. I mean, I got one traffic light down there to the left. Yeah, our house did good, like I said, but it did good because we kept up with it. We stayed up all night long. We didn't go to sleep Friday night or into Saturday morning, that's for sure. We ended up having to bail out the sump pump in the basement. Watch this shirt guy here, cool story. And basically, if you don't know what a sump pump is, it's like in your basement, you got a hole in the foundation, and it sometimes it ties into the drain tile around your house. So instead of your house flooding, it goes into this hole, and then a pump will pump it out into the yard through a pipe. But since the power is out, the pump's obviously not working, and this thing is filling up because we're getting like, you know, 70 millimeters of rain, just crazy amounts of rain. So we're there. Me and Mrs. Dowski were up, just listening to the hand crank radio to CBC. They ended up doing an all-nighter at CBC to keep us all informed. That was wonderful. And then every half an hour we would do our routine, our run, almost like a fire picket. And we'd go down and we'd bail out the sump. We'd check all windows and doors for leaks, and there were many leaks to mitigate, but we made it through the night. It was a long night. All right, St. Peter's Road. Let's see how she fared out. A little rough. Look at this. Oh, emergency vehicle. Let's get right off. Look at this. Chaos. Chaos at sleep, basically, right? Or the after image of crisis. We'll be talking about Hurricane Fiona for a very long time, I think. Much in the way we talk about Hurricane Juan in Nova Scotia. Hurricane Dorian. Man, oh man. This is meteorologists so far now. Again, sorry for the wind, folks, but meteorologists are now saying that this is probably the worst weather event to ever hit the island in the history of the island. Well, at least the recorded history of the island. Who knows? But my goodness, I don't doubt it. All right, let's start checking out here and seeing what's open. Sign now. Oh man, this is not the one to go to. Holy smokes. Shoot. All right. Darn. I've got backups, but all of them take me out of the city. This must be one of the last few spots that has fuel in the city. Everybody will get turned around and they end up coming here. Look at it. All right, new plan. I am gonna go someplace else later in the day for supplies. That's not in the city. I am now going to confirm that I can get to work 2.0. If anybody's willing to wait in a line like that, they need the supplies more than I do, so we're just gonna let them have it. Look at this, look at that. I love how I'm like, look at this, but you're already looking. It's just my reaction, I guess. Oh my god, look at, oh. You gotta really be careful of motorists now too, because they're all looking at this stuff and not looking for me. Wow. Roadblock ahead. Look at that whole thing. Phenomenal. Oh, right on the house. Oh man, I'm so sorry, fellas. It's down there too. But it's just a gauntlet. It's just a gauntlet of down trees and chaos. Oh, my poor island. You got scarred quite a bit from this one, I think. This is gonna be months. Normally it's like a week to recover from a storm because we have storms this season, but this is months. Look at the line right there. See it? Nuts. Look at this to the left. Oh my goodness. All right, we are blocked. We can't get through. I mean, I could get through. What's the clearance? No, there's no down the line. Maybe come up through the park. Watch this, watch this. Oh, but the park might be closed because of the storm surge. So storm surge is a thing that you need to worry about on coastal areas. What a storm surge is when the winds and the rain compound on coastal areas and like large masses of water and generate extremely high tides and destructive waves, you know? All right, we can't get through this side here. But what ends up happening is essentially this whole place would have been full of water. You can see the water line right there. All right. Under the circumstances, I cannot get to work 2.0. And the circumstances being me just trying to get a glimpse of this place. If I have to get to work 2.0, I can get there. The bike can get there, but we're not going to do it because I just don't want to give people bad ideas. I essentially would ride the bike through the woods, through the park, but I don't need to do that, so I'm not going to do that. All right, let's check one more thing and see if we can accomplish our objective here. I'm going to try one more Irving that I know of, since Irvings seem to have power. And if that is a bust, we're going to take what we got. We're going to head back to the homestead and we're going to tank up, and then I'm going to push out towards Scotchford, because I know of a good crew of people there that will have stuff. But anyway, let's keep pushing. You might be asking yourself, why are there so many people hanging around downtown? Well, downtown has a Wi-Fi network that's supported by a group of companies, or a company, and they all have like Wi-Fi antennas up on top of the roof. So if you're downtown, you can get Wi-Fi. That would have been backed up by generators. So people who don't have internet or are out of data are coming downtown to refresh their data and to use some of the street side powered outlets to charge things. It's just an overall blanket of damage. And if this is a sample of the island, there are places that are much worse off out east, because that's where the storm tracked closest. I could only imagine the kind of damage that is incurred by at coastal areas where the storm front or the storm surge would have been more intense. But man, same scenario. I'm gonna have to push out into a rural area. In-town supply like this is not going to be an option. Yep. I think Island Riders is what I'm going to do. I don't want to be away from the house for too long, so I'm going to take what I got, which ain't much, but it's enough. We're still good for water. It's a little top up, but I'm going to get the Fox here fueled up full. And I think later on I'm going to push out to a rural area, or at least up to Scotchford, and then, you know, maybe Mount Stewart, and see if I can get some stuff out there. But you know what? I think at this point I'm just going to head home and shelter in place for a little while. Be one less vehicle out on the roads and make things a little bit safer for myself and everyone else. I really hope that if you had to bear the brunt of this incredible weather event, this monstrous event here on the island or otherwise on Cape Breton, in Nova Scotia, in Newfoundland, Labrador, to all those affected, if you didn't have a good go of it, I'm just like, you know, hoping you're okay, and I hope you did all right with it. But hopefully by the time this video goes live, we'll all be smiling and laughing about it, and we'll be on the other side of our recovery, or we'll be at least into a plan that can get us back to where we were in some way, shape, or form. But until the next time we ride together, folks, until the next time we're out here on the blacktop or in the red dirt, and I hope that time will be soon again. Take care, folks. Take care, Island Riders.